Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the Pirate Alliance Kizuna Clash vs Sabo and Koala with some 10-star teams that utilize Dragon as a friend captain to help you get as many tickets as possible for the upcoming Kizuna Clash and max out the boxes so that way you can get your hands on Sabo and Koala 6+. It's a regular 10-star Kizuna. It's very, very annoying to deal with. You are going to want to use the suicide strategy as well as utilize assists to get as many tickets as possible, so that way you can unlock as many boxes to get your hands on these particular Super Evolution skulls. And the best way to do that is to use the suicide strat. Basically, you dive in with a Dragon friend captain, and then basically you just leave the run and you say, yes, I would like to be assisted by my friends or my alliance. It allows people every 15 minutes to clear your runs for you, and then whilst you also clearing theirs, utilizing the assist system. That way you just build up as many tickets as possible, and utilizing Dragon as a friend captain, or Ginny, but Dragon's just probably going to be more widely available being the anniversary exclusive. Using Dragon as a friend captain is going to give you just a lot more tickets. Now, I already put out a video that utilizes no Dragon friend captain. You can basically run Dragon if you can find him with those teams. But today we are bespokely using Dragon as a friend captain, and the teams are designed around him and what he's bringing to the team. So let's start off with a quick variation. Obviously, Dragon and Ginny are the recommended characters. Also, if you guys want to check out those other teams, I'll leave a link in the description, as well as a link to the suicide strat and a little short just explaining how to do it and what you guys want to do when it comes to this particular event. Because remember, it is 10-star, it's no super boss, so you do want to try and get as many tickets as possible without having to sort of like spam potions. Cerebral strikers, driven characters get all the good stuff. On battle 2, there's normal attacks, only defense and immunities, and 7 turns of defense up, as well as a 1-turn threshold debuff. And then if you remove the defense up, you are going to have to deal with the captain swap, and if you lower the defense, you're going to have to deal with the captain swap. So obviously, use Dragon here. That's what they want you to do. After level 30, because that's what these teams are designed for, full immunity and all the blow away and % damage reduction shenanigans. Weak to Cerebrals, left column gets blinded, normal attacks only, 8 turns of damage reduction, 2 turns of damage nullification, full border block slots, and then all type orbs, including 10, and will reduce be a reduced damage debuff at 90%. So if you use any of those orbs, you are going to basically lose 90% of your damage. If you do any slot changing, the enemy puts up a 3-turn slot barrier for 3, 10, and more. So the team we put together looks like this. We are rocking just basically a full Revolutionary Army team and Atlas. Obviously with Dragon, you want to have 5 Revolutionary Army characters on the team, and then that way you just bypass defensive effects. With this particular team, you basically have that, and you can just bypass all of the nasty shenanigans. On turn 2, you have to deal with defense up though. It's a little bit annoying, but we are just going to use his special on that particular turn. Lower the defense, you're going to have to deal with the captain swap, but you've already captain swapped your middle left anyway, so Atlas becomes the captain. We can super swap with Robin and Koala here, get the color affinity buff, use the special for a 3-turn orb boost, and then Atlas's super class, I think she's a super class. Her super class will give you an attack boost on this particular turn as well. You can only use it on this turn because you're dealing with like a captain swap shenanigan, so it works out pretty nicely, and then just when you kill this stage, you just move into the final stage and she'll get swapped out back into Sabo. If you really want to, you could probably just do something like this, but look, Sabo as a captain is probably just going to be a little bit more damage later down the line. Once we move into the final stage, Atlas can remove the attack, what's it called? She can basically remove that attack down with a certain like orb. It's the only reason that she's actually here. She also removes damage reduction, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to bypass the defensive effects anyway. And then she can also give you an attack boost to this particular team. Oh wait, does her super class do an orb boost? That's super annoying. Oh, her super class does an orb boost, but look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, it's just use it anyway, so that way you can just get super cerebral for that particular turn. But yeah, she's going to be your attack booster for the final stage. She can actually give you an overrideable orb buff, if I remember correctly. She can, as long as your captain is cerebral, reduce slot effects by 1.0. So she'll turn the orb buff of Robin and Koala. She'll drop that down, but then I believe Bello Betty or Lindbergh, they also give an orb buff, if I remember correctly as well. So you do attack there. So you want to make sure you use Atlas first. Is Lindbergh the orb booster? Yes, Limbo's the orb booster, so that way you can just get another orb boost on top of the orb boost you already have. Sabo is going to give you the chain shenanigans. It's going to work out pretty nicely. Sabo's EX, Dragon's EX as well, you can use on the previous turn, so that way you just got more damage to kill turn 2. So yeah, that's the team. Pretty self-explanatory. We have a bunch of supports for bind removal. The Straw Hat one's probably one that a lot of people are going to struggle with. So what you could easily do here is just basically replace this one here with another bind removing support. You have like this particular Nami. Oh no, that's not gonna work. You have, sorry, this particular Sanji. that's going to work nice and easy. You could easily just throw on, like, you have a bunch of different supports that you guys could use on these particular stages too. So that Santana support's actually really, really good. So that's the quick variation. Pretty self-explanatory. Just run as many Revolution Army characters as possible, and that's going to work a treat. Onto the int variation now. This one's a bit spicy. We're going to use a combination of Shanks' EX as well as the Dragon Friend Captain and try and bring Revolution Army characters, but we're not going to buy into the 5 Revolution Army characters because honestly, there's only like 7 of them in the game that are actually viable. With the tag system sucks right now, man. Like, it's a very, very good concept that he's going to get better with time, but right now we are in the very early stages of it, and like so many characters suffer because, like, if you, like, just for example, if we dive into Revolution Army, right? Like, this is what we're working with. Like, this is literally what we're working with. Wait, hang on. Apologies. This is what we're working with. Like, this is literally it. And as you can see, like every single character there's a sub. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Sabos. Like, they're all Sabos. And then, like, you have all 8 Sabos. They're all Koalas. And then you just have, like, an Ivikov scattered in there. And then you've got, like, there's really not that much to work with here when it comes to Revolution Army. And, again, huge problem with the tag system. But, like I said, it will get better. Alright, so that's enough about my rant with the tag system. As you can see, the recommended characters are Dragon and Ginny. Ginny's another one that will obviously fit the tag, which is Kizuna Legend. No one's going to have her. Cerebral Strikers and Slash to get all the good stuff. On turn 2, there's 5 enemies, and there's normal attacks only. All orbs, type orbs, get turned to unfavorable, and then you get a full board of unfavorable orbs. 1 turn of lock slots, and then special reverse for 3 turns. On defeat, you take 60,000 damage, and then if you don't kill the mobs, they do 10,000 damage each. So ideally, you really want to kill the mobs. On the final stage, after level 30, which all these teams are designed for, the upside to like the 10-star events that don't have super bosses, that's like realistically, you're not really going to need to go like much damage that goes past level 30. Sabo Koala have full immunity, immune to blow-away specials, all that shenaniganry, weak to cerebrals, and if you're above 50% HP, you actually don't have to deal with the defense up. But if you're below 50% HP, you basically have to deal with 7 turns of defense up on top of the 6 turns of blind after sockets, 2 turns of hunger, normal attacks only, 7 turns of threshold, and then 3 turns of a damage limiter. After 1 turn, you lose your potential abilities. You get a full board of block slots, a slot barrier goes up for recovery slots, and then there's normal attacks only. So pretty nasty and annoying thing. So if we go back to turn 2 here, you're going to get a full board of unfavorable orbs, and all type orbs actually get treated as unfavorable for 3 turns. So you're actually going to carry this into that next stage. But the team we're rocking looks a little bit like this. As you can see, we have a bit of a combination between like Revolutionary Army and with a little nice combination of Shanks. Now, Shanks needs the Luffy and the Mihawk for his EX, and then Dragon can use the Robin Koala, Sabo, and then still can use Luffy. So this Luffy and Uta unit is just so fantastic here. They can also use the Mistim support, which that will give you a 75% damage reduction on turn 2 because you get the special reverse. And then you can also just use their special to get a 30% heal that just gives overhealing, which is awesome. They're also cerebral too, and Psi, which is hilarious because it's just like a double type effect in class effectiveness. On turn 2, you can use the super swap of Robin Koala and their special to get a color affinity and 3-turn orb boost. You also get cooldown with their special as well for cerebral characters, which is going to work really nicely. And then with the Mistim support as well, you can just use the Luffy and Uta special. If you guys don't have the Mistim support, you can just use like any support that just gives you 1 extra turn of cooldown on a Luffy and Uta unit, and then use their special that gives 60% damage reduction as well. That way you just turn that 60,000 into like, what is it? So with the 75% damage reduction, you're going to take something like 15k instead, which is like way better. way better than 60,000, and it's definitely going to keep you above that 50% HP threshold, especially because you're getting the 30% overheal with Luffy and Uta, which is really, really nice. They can also give you recovery orbs, so it helps out with breaking the barrier on the 2nd turn of the final stage. But look, just use them there, get the overheal, and just call it a day. You get the orb boost. They give you a full board of recovery orbs, so you're going to have a full board of orbs for that particular stage, and then you can move into the final stage. So the buying gets taken care of thanks to Shanks, and then he also takes care of the hunger, which is really, really nice. And then you can use the Mihawk special. Mihawk gives you a tandem orb on himself. You can use his super tandem, or you can use the Sabo super tandem, whichever one you guys have higher. Sabo gives you the class advantageous effect. Mihawk gives you increased damage taken. And then the, what's his name? Dragon's special and EX is going to give you the defense down conditional buff. as well as give you increased damage taken, but like we don't really care too much. He also removes threshold. Mihawk also removes threshold too, so it just works out really nicely. Once you do that particular turn, you're still gonna have 10% HP, and then you can use the Shank special to remove the barrier and just easily kill on that next particular turn. The Mihawk, what's his name? Mihawk's what's it called? Super class will give you color affinity for the first tap, and then you just use the Shanks after that. You can obviously use Mihawk and then Shanks, and then probably save the Uta and Makino's and Luffy special for the second turn, and then use the recovery orbs to break through the barrier. But I feel like just using Shanks is just going to be a lot nicer there. You can then use the Shanks EX on that particular turn to get the extra orb buff, and then wham bam, thank you ma'am, you're just off to the races. So there you guys go. That is the Dragon Friend Captain teams for the upcoming Kizuna. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, but like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, check out the other video in the comment section below, in the description, as well as the suicide chat if you guys are a little bit confused on what's going on or need some other team builds. But once again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.